Hello, welcome to Freewheeling Fridays. I have with me Vinod and Bhargavi. Um, but we are not able to see you, Bhargavi. I don't know why.
Bhargavi is frozen in time.
Uh, okay,
Here it comes.
there
Yeah.
she is. There she is. Welcome, Bhargavi. How are you?
Hi, I am good. How are you guys?
Doing great. No, we just
How was Bangalore today?
I was just
I
gonna
know both
talk
of you
about.
got to go out.
We just
we
we
went
just
to we
got
went to
the.
Kolkata in Bangalore today.
You,
We said hi Calcutta in Bangalore today.
Bangalore today. Yeah, and then we were telling, should we build this on Bhargavi also?
build this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we bill it to the company? You know, we splurge, right?
Yeah, very soon we will start having budgets, I think.
I think you can have budget. I think the question will be, are we allowed to exceed or not? That's it.
But Bhargavi, better sense has prevailed, and we decided not to uh,
Build.
bill it to the company, man.
What happened? Oh my God.
Yeah,
Oh, I
See,
know. Today was your treat, is it, Karthik?
actually, no, we
Oh,
were such good
Bhargavi,
Samaritans.
I missed that. I should have asked for the car. Sheesh, I missed it.
Yeah.
What a miss. Yeah.
Hmm.
But anyway, we checked out Karthik's new car. That was fun. Nice.
Did you see?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice
I
car.
don't think we should discuss that on this session, guys. You know, it's so
What's wrong
awkward.
with that? So once a VC associate told me that they all have
Hmm.
a group and they hang out and they all see which VC partners ride in which car.
Oh,
And
okay. Huh.
And if they look at my car, right, I
so
think
on,
they'll.
I'm editing
Bhargavi,
lot
what
of.
do they judge? No, Bhargavi, what do they judge? Depending on the cost of the car, the carry, or the.
I think it's just data point. It's
Mm,
it's a motivation for the analyst and associates, right? What can you get?
yeah, I mean, if they look at my car, I'm sure they won't get any motivation.
If anyone looks at your car, then founders will also stop coming to us. Don't
Yeah.
you?
It's like a bootstrap car, if you wish. Yeah. Oh, I think we have Samai also. Hopefully, we should.
Yeah, so let me just, I know Samay can actually hear me right now. Samay, I'll introduce and I'll put you in, but, let me just give a little bit of background about, what we're gonna talk today and also introduce Samay, right? Do you wanna do the honors?
Uh, no, I think thanks for that. Thanks, Samai, for joining. I think we should put him on the screen as I do the introduction, Karthik. Samai, should we wait for Samajit? Is he also here? Okay, put him on the screen. Yes, Karthik. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm not able to see him yet. Okay. For our listeners, we're going to have the founders of Better Opinions, Samay and Samajit today. We already have Samay on the screen. Shortly, Samajit also should be joining us. I think this has been one of our recent and most exciting investments, if you wish. And I think we literally burned more than the midnight oil, all the way till early in the mornings to get these transactions done. I think that was like super exciting and also super I think one of the first transactions where we had to do the jugglery. I think it was great to do that, and Samay has been like amazingly cooperative. Trying to hold all the ends together in all those tense days, couple of days. I think kudos to the team that kind of showed right in a crisis situation how this team would handle, and extremely glad to have both Samay and Samajit on today's Freewheeling Friday from Java Capital, and this is one of our first investments from the US fund, and we are absolutely excited that we could do this with Better Opinions. And what is Better Opinions? I think I'll leave it to the founder. I think they will definitely have a better version than what I will be able to tell you all. with that, welcome Samay and Samajit. Super excited to have you. Look forward to a fun session, and this is called freewheeling. Feel free to have some fun also. It's not just about all serious stuff on this. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Hi Karthik, hi Vinod, hi Bhargavi. Thanks a lot.
Hi.
Thanks a lot for the introduction. And the things you mentioned that we had a really crisis situation recently, but yeah, we all have managed it well. So all well, which ends well. So yeah, that was super helpful for us. And talking about the introduction, so Better Opinions is basically a prediction market in India, which allow users to trade their opinions on everyday topic. For example, if a user think that let's say that COVID cases will reduce by 10% in next week, so user can trade their opinion on that, and they can earn money on this insight if they are correct. So it is just analogous to what is happening in stock market. In stock market, every trader trade their insight, like what will happen due to war, which are the if crude is rising, then which are the stocks to short, etc., etc. So everyone has that insight, but a lot of financially illiterate people cannot participate in stock market. So that is the main reason. That is our audience to focus, and they are the ones who are going to get purely benefited from the new kind of stock market.
Nice intro. By the way, for better opinion, Samay.
Yeah.
So, as Samay was saying, right, the main idea why we have started this is we analyze that there is you know there is a gap for people who are not so much financially literate in order to jump into stock market, right? They always have that, okay, there is a, if in India, right, most of the people who are not part of stock markets, if you talk to them, they will feel like, okay, if I go into stock market, what if I lose out a lot of money, right?
Mm.
Now with this, right, but people are very opinionated in India, that's for sure, and everyone, they do have some sort of opinions with them. So that is where this stock creating a stock market on the basis of opinions comes into picture, right? We can, let people understand all ins and outs of the stock market, how things operate, with the help of small binary things where they can trade actually their opinions and get the feel and get the high of stock market. That's what it is, better opinions.
Yep, yep. It's all about that excitement and the rush which we feel when we trade, which you might also feel when you invest in some company.
Awesome. No, awesome. Both of you, have great views. I said, I mean, just when Samajit was telling, opinionated Indians, I just remembered this book, Argumentative Indians, right? I think pretty much summarizes why, we literally go down to fights at sometimes, right? I think we've heard those, to say, my opinion is this, and you see all sorts of this Twitter trolling and all that, right? I think we should tell all of them, stop trolling, put your money where your mouth is, and if it is true or factual, we'll get to see it there, right? I think when I looked at this, Samay, that's how I looked at it, right? I was actually looking at the space for some time, and I was wondering, this is quite interesting because all of us have so many opinions, but how do you know that, which is that the ones, you are really true or holding it close to your heart, or where the skin in the game is, right? I think if
Yes,
you put money where your mouth is, right, that's where, it gets exciting. It's like similar to investing. That's what I wrote. We wrote in the press release also, if you remember, right?
yes,
All of
yes,
us will meet hundreds of companies, right? But we would only invest in a few, and it also means we put our money, right, and also in our LP's money, and that is when we really say, look, I'm taking a bet on this company and this founder and this space, and that's what we do. I think in a different form, bigger way. I think and you're doing this for everyday events, everyday happenings. And you mentioned war in the beginning. I am not surprised. I think that's on the top of the mind for
yes.
everyone. That is an event which could have been a very very highly opinionated one. Yeah. I think it's super exciting. That's how I came to like this space very from a long time. Super excited to be on with you guys on this journey. Thanks for having us on this exciting journey.
Yep, yep.
So
Okay, Vinod, can I ask a question?
yeah. Please, sorry, I've been hogging all
No,
the.
no, no hugging. We just got started. So I'm just thinking it's becoming so much serious. So, so I thought I'll ask a question. Um, So you guys told why this company, what you thought, and all that, right? This is a company which is in a quite a different field, not generally any engineer would think about. Um, what did you do background work to start something like this?
Yeah. So what happened is that I used to do a lot of options trading. So with my own retail money, I used to do a lot of options trading, and particularly while lockdown, I was at my hometown. So while I was in my hometown, so I met a lot of my school friends, even my cousin, my sister, and what I found that a lot of people want to participate in stock market. They used to ask me that what should we trade, what should we take, etc., etc. And at that point of time, there was a huge action going on the stock market. So at that point of time, I realized that even educated people, for example, my sister was an government servant, so they also don't understand the stock market. They feel it very technical, right? So that was the kick when we started searching about it. That how can we bridge this gap? How can we give the same feeling, the same participation to a person who is not that much financially literate, and they can trade on their insight, because every trader in the stock market, they are trading on some of the insight. So that was the key where we got triggered. And then I spoke to Somajit, and then like, Somajit, do you want to put in more thoughts here?
I think the see this is one part of the story, right? I think to add on, right? When I first discussed this with Samay, there was one thing that I clearly understood is see, the first thing, as Samay was mentioning, right, that is one of the key aspects of what we do. But at the same time, if you think through the events, right, on which people do trade their opinions in our platform, they are very directed events. Like just to give a brief, as someone was mentioning previously, that whether COVID cases in India is going to drop down 10% or not. That is this is very directed event which is only focused on COVID, right? Now on this, if you go into our platform, you will see certain informations also attached to this, right? And which are, if somebody now comes to my platform and they even don't put their opinions, right, they just go through my platform, at the end of the day still that's a winnable situation for them, because they also get to learn about things which are happening and around them. So this also was one of the things that we thought about, that okay, even trading is one part, and also we can make people more aware about what is happening. So with this we figured out that okay, this is a way to go, and we should definitely spend our time on this.
So daily, how much time you both spend on trading and how much you spend on building the business?
Right now, we are spending most of the time to building the business. This
Yes.
trading should.
I wanted to also ask in terms of the money you bet, but then I decided not to do that. After the program, we can do.
Oh, guys, see, Bhargavi is going to keep poking you like this. Be careful. Yeah. As I said, this is freewheeling, right? So she's going to ask you and make you uncomfortable. Okay. And you have actually an equal obligation also to ask questions to us, because it's not like an interview session. Okay. Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I was asking that how do you compare investing, like just value investing versus trading? How do you see it? Like, do you guys also trade?
You mean public markets?
Yes, public market versus this.
I don't trade. At least I really don't trade because there's too much of decision making and time consumption that goes behind it. Given what we are doing, this takes us a lot of our energy and bandwidth. I just leave it to others, or just invest in some long term and just sit like ITC. That's what I do. Just sit on it for like years. I don't do much otherwise, frankly. So people would judge. If you are holding a ITC either way, some will say great, some will say bad. But that is what I do. Simply buy a few and leave it. Really can't trade. Bhargavi, maybe you can ask her. She's much more experimental. She tries a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, not an active trader, but he's right. Much more experimental. I use better opinion. That's what I was telling Vinod and Karthik came on. Have not won my won even a single bet. So still waiting for that to happen. But my stakes are quite low as of now. but we'll soon start increasing the stakes here. But you are right. So this is more clue to this is more inclusive. So if you look at IPL, you know how it's like a religion in India, and you know already so many games keep happening based on IPL, and this is another platform, for example, no.
Correct.
And to answer to Soumyajit's point, I frankly didn't know PSL, which is happening now, is actually this popular even in India. So
Yes.
when I looked at Better Opinion, when I saw so many trades happening on PSL, I was like, wow, interesting, nice. So yeah, so this is more inclusive, something like what you guys are building.
So, so this is it, right? When I talked about better opinions, this is it. People have the direct exposure to things which are happening in and around them, and they definitely get the awareness. And trading high, and learning about trading, that's another part completely. Even though that's some basic funda and basic focus of our business, but still after that, this is also there.
Awesome.
What about you, Karthik? You haven't spoken anything yet.
Yes, yes.
I will speak on his behalf before he starts. He doesn't buy stocks. Okay. He only invests in startups, and then he only buys gold, real estate, car, all that. Okay, done.
He's a big shark then. I would say that he's a big, big whale to our platform then.
Yes,
Real
yes.
estate also, You said real estate also, right? Yeah.
I'm guessing, Karthik. People who don't buy stocks, right? They buy real estate. That's my, theory. Typically, yeah.
Karthik has a
No, I
potential.
do buy stocks, man, but I don't do any active trading, Samai. That's not something for me. But having said that, I did um, invest quite a bit just before the pandemic has hit us, man. And I'm still invested in some of these companies. So we'll see, how it goes, right? But for the most part, we're just focusing on betting on you guys, Samai. Because we are sure that we'll get better returns betting on you than betting on some public listed company.
Actually, we have
No pressure, okay?
yeah. Actually, we have pushed one event, especially for you, Karthik. If you remember the finals of Australian Open this year, so
Yeah,
Nadal was losing two set, and then we thought that you
yeah,
might
yeah,
have a chance because like you are.
Samay, what's the missing piece? You need to put it on iOS, otherwise Karthik's not going to touch it. Okay.
Uh,
Yes. It's so there will be a classic PM answer to this question that it's in the roadmap.
it's on the roadmap. Yes, yes. And
Nice.
I might add it there that there is a bandwidth crisis in tech.
Yeah, awesome, guys. That's super. Karthik, your turn. Maybe we've kind of asked enough, and they've asked us. Actually, they have asked the most questions for any founders on a freewheeling session. Okay. Therefore,
that's a smart strategy,
yeah, no, they have. I don't know better, but they have opinions. Okay.
Samay, that Australian Open was cringeworthy, man. It was very difficult for me to watch the first two sets, especially. But I came back and watched the last set anyway. Uh, but Samay, let me just ask you. You guys have gone through a fairly grueling process, right, in the last month and a half, 2 months. Tell us how was the experience, right now. One of the things that I think I told you, Samay, I think really appreciate the maturity that you've shown in the whole process, right? What were your expectations, and did what those expectations met? You thought it was more challenging, or you think you're much more prepared now? Hopefully, when the follow-on round happens soon.
Yep. I would say that so from the start when they introduced that they are going to give like more on an uncapped note, so that was really helpful too. So that was really I would say that music to ears, frankly, because like we are getting a 375K an uncapped note, and at the
Yeah,
same time we to be honest, I guess that the complete community, including Java Capital and YC, as well as the angel listing US, they were very cooperative. So what we did is just we spoke to the YC partners and then communicated to you guys And then basically we had a call with Vinod and AngelList US, and pretty much everyone was very clear that we want to get on board together. Yeah. So once that expectation is met, we can set the things will follow. So I guess that the intent was pretty much clear to all the three folks. I mean, like all the three parties. So all the four parties, I mean, say like YC, AngelList, Java, and us. So I guess like that was super helpful. So in a nutshell, the learning is simply that if alignment is there and intent is there, then it can be done. Not easily, I would say, but it can be. And Vinod, I would really appreciate that. It was so I was taking a call at US time. So at 4 in the night, I just pinged Vinod, and I was surprised to see that he has replied at the same time. So I was really surprised to see that kind of commitment.
Samay, I think it's a strange coincidence that night, right? For whatever reason, I woke up at like 4ish, not because you pinged. And I woke up and I saw your message, and the deadline is next day night, right? And I don't know. Sometimes such things happen. It's strange, but I kind of believe that, right? Again, serendipity somewhere there. And immediately I just got to work and pushed that through. Before 6, I had done enough work to push back and forth everywhere. US time, I coordinated with the US AngelList guys, and you had connected me to the partner. Then I had connected to my US friends and said, look, let's not drop the ball. Why don't you just jump into this, because I don't want to drop ball on this. So it just like, by 6 o'clock, then I went back to sleep almost, it happened for a reason, looked like to me. And I was like super happy finally everything got done, smoothly. Yeah.
Yeah.
24/7 support for our portfolio founders.
Actually, I will say that in those days it was 24/7. It was needed because we need to finish that thing in 2 days. I guess it was in only 1.5 days, I guess.
Yeah. And I think it's an exciting thing to get it done. So that before we could do a lot more than we actually believed in ourselves also, frankly. So that because you guys, we had to do it, we ended up doing that you guys pushed in some way for us also to kind of get it done in a way. Yeah. So a lot of people won't know what we're talking, but
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's
This
all
is
yeah. Bhargavi, can you?
nothing but executing it properly.
Yeah. This is due to the YC's MFN clause kicking in on the 11th of January, if I'm right. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Just one small thing to highlight over here, right? So this was something also at the very initial stage for us, right? And when this sort of things happen, when you are very early, right, you don't know. And me and Samay were like, hey, what is happening now? What should you do? What is the next step? Then when you have this sort of commitments and kind of help from people like you, first of all, you can say that this is part of your day-to-day job, right, to be there for the for your portfolio companies. But at the same time, it was very new for us, right? And this sort of commitment is definitely gives us a strong foundation to build up a good relationship forward.
Thanks, Samya. That's what we got one plug also. Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah.
So, how is the limelight now? How many VC calls do you take every week?
Right now, few, but not that much. But yeah, basically, like can see that in coming weeks, it will have a hockey curve.
Yeah.
Nice.
Bhargavi is putting you on the spot now, guys. That's the pressure question starts now. Right?
No, it is not pressure question for them. Don't get me wrong. It's for the VCs watching. FOMO. They are already getting so many calls. So whoever has not seen Better Opinion yet, please pick up your phone right now. Send a message to them.
This is openly baiting Vinod.
I know, she's like telling you guys are serious about catching the next hockey stick goal.
Big fish.
No, I think I was surprised also, honestly, on the growth numbers. Somebody sent me a message in, I think, February first week or something, and it had I didn't expect the kind of growth they were already showing. And month on month, I was actually even surprised it was more than 150%. Right? I don't know the current numbers. I think we spoke a couple of days ago. I think
250%. Like it will go to 50%.
Yeah, 250% month on month. VCs across the world please listen. Yeah, here it is. If you want to get on a rocket ship, which is better than the best, please do. Now is the time. Reach out to either us or Samay. Free PR for all of us. Thank you. Samay, this is all freewheeling. No VC will do all this. Okay, we are like super fun that way. People should take us seriously, but we make a lot of jokes. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess like it should be there. The connection should be there. Actually, we should feel easy to talk and
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Awesome, man. Anything you guys want to ask before we let you guys go and we continue with our rant for the week?
I'll give you a cue, Samay and Soumya. You should put Vinod on spot, right? I think it's our thesis is known to our LPs and us, right? But you should ask him, like, for the sake of audience who are listening, right? Why we invested in this company. I'm only asking the question, on their behalf.
Yeah, Karthik, I already told right earlier, right? I think a couple of things, right? Like, I, I don't know, man. I keep believing in serendipity. You won't believe that when Kalshi was funded, I looked at it, and just a couple of and I was very excited, and I sent it to my friend in the US saying, "Look, something interesting is happening." And Kalshi had gone to the SEC and got some special approvals under the commodities rules and all that, right? I'm like, why would somebody do that, all that, right? That means they had so much conviction in what they're trying to do. I was thinking, when it's going to happen in India. Then I noticed Probus getting funded, and I was still like thinking, what's happening? There's something exciting in this piece of play. And for some strange reason, Kalshi's founder wrote to me, when we were talking to Samay, the too many signals that was coming to me beyond, just we talking to them. And also the person who referred Samay and Samajit to us, right? I hold in great regard, right? And a great friend, when he says something, I would definitely believe or trust him so much. And I knew that he's taking us to the right people always. So I think we took that call, and that person, we are also investing in that person. It's just that it's taking more time. Again, finance ministry issues. Nirmala Sitharaman, please do help us. Yeah, thank you. So that was the clear thinking. At least to say bet on opinions, skin in the game, put your money where your mouth is. If you can do that, and there's a massive play out there. That's my view. And India's story could be very different from what you can do in the US, right? And people can bet on so many things in India. Anyway, people bet in India without telling us, frankly speaking. So, like side mein, small bets, over a beer, over a card game. So many things keep happening. It's just that now, you have a nice platform which can capture that and, make it, much more organized and, good for everyone in the play.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. That's our thesis for better. Look forward to exciting days. Sorry, just one last question I want to ask both of you. What should we see or expect from you over the next couple of quarters? This is like a monthly MIS call question, but please do let me know. Yeah.
I didn't get the question. So you mean that couple of quarters, as in?
So what do you expect to happen? In the next couple of quarters, in 6 months, from now, what at least is in your mind will happen?
I'm still a little bit like I think there's a too much spot. As in, like 6 months, what is our plan or what are you expecting?
Okay. Let's try Soumya now and see. Soumya, what's the what do you think will happen 6 months from now? In a sense, what's the milestone that you have in mind, or something like that? It can be as big or as specific. I don't want specific, but vague one is good because we don't want people to know our confidential numbers. Anyway,
You can just say there is no plan. We'll let you know when there is a plan.
No. So,
See?
in the next, so this is something, right? Me and Samay, chat quite a lot about that. What's the future? How is it? So currently, if you see us, right, we are serving. I would say we are just getting started, right? The platform is there. We are now the platform is there for people to use. Already Bhargavi, she is also using it, and she might be able to give good feedback about it, how she is thinking about the platform. But at the same time, what we personally think is IPL is very close to us, right? And at this time, we do realize that there is a very good business opportunity, and which is just around the corner. So the idea right now is focus on what we have currently and build up, make it more stable and scalable, so that there is no unforeseen issues that may occur in the IPL time. And we expect at least more than 5x that what we are currently serving in terms of our GMV. And then post IPL, what we have decided is, right now Better Opinions is just another platform, right, where people can trade their opinions. The focus will be kind of getting shifted from what we have right now. We'll obviously grow it further, but how we can make how we can make Better Opinions such a place where people, whenever people think of predicting or trading their opinions, they think of Better Opinions. This is something we want to achieve now, ubiquitous platform for prediction market. And the future, what we feel, is very exciting, and definitely there are few things that we are going to try out.
Awesome, man. Thanks. So, I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but uh,
I have the answer to you. I guess like we can say that in 6 months we will see, particularly in MIS, there is a 5 to 10x growth in cash flows.
Wow.
good comeback. Okay.
Now I got like what exactly the answer is.
Awesome, man. Hey, thanks to you guys. Super exciting. Look forward to some more exciting freewheeling sessions. As usual, we are a WhatsApp away. See you guys soon. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Bye bye. Thanks for joining on Friday evening. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, gentlemen. Bye bye.
Right.
I think you don't get the opportunity to put up that press release only, man. That's so, unlike, huh?
We did,
He did,
We
no?
can,
First.
we
He
can put it
opened it.
again. I think it's
Oh, okay.
worth
Yeah,
putting it up there.
Because I remember seeing, yeah. Okay. Super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, this is another thing, right? Uh, Actually, the title is wrong. It's YC backed Better Opinions. It's us Java backed Better Opinions, which raised from YC, right? That was the order in which this has happened, wasn't it?
No, I think, yeah, we came in first. Maybe YC came in later, which is okay. I think, we should also, put that out that we've had like 4 companies which YC has invested post we making an investment. I wouldn't read too much into it, but I still feel we are very well placed in the kind of companies that we pick. Hopefully all that will play out in the long run, but it's good that there is some more validation, at least in the eyes of the world where perspective matters. We have 4 YC companies after we invested. YC has invested, so maybe YC should think more about us. That's what it is. Our founders, who want to get funded by YCs can go through us. Yeah. But we are not being, we don't push people to go to YC. That's
Yeah, absolutely.
awesome.
All right. So there is I think the show is meant to interact with people from the startup ecosystem, right? I think there's a question from one of the listeners, uh, which came a little bit a while ago. Um, so I'm just putting it up here. I want to know about healthcare setup funding. I have a startup which needs setup cost to expand our offices. Want to know which venture capital supports this cause. I think
yeah, go on.
I'll take a shot at it, Vinod. I think while your video, you're still trying to figure out. Unless Bhagavi, you have a thought.
Go on, Karthik.
Yeah. Look. I think Dr. Mitesh, a great question, right? When you say setup cost, I'm assuming that you are asking for some capex investment for your startup, right? Um, Typically, what VCs do. There are VCs, who actually focus on medtech companies, which may require a little bit of upfront capital, right? And those will be the right bet for you. So, look for VC companies, who have a longer period for their funds. If it is an evergreen fund, that's another fund that you should go after. These are the kind of funds which have a capacity for to afford patient capital, right? Unlike funds which themselves are on fund cycles of 10 years or so. Those could be better bets, and there are healthcare focused funds in our country. Not many, but there are a few healthcare focused funds. As far as Java is concerned, we do invest in healthcare, but we do look for asset light startups. So that would be our preference, as opposed to a company which requires a lot of upfront capex spending, right? Because we would like to see technology as a key differentiator, which is going to scale the business, exponentially, rather than invest in capex heavy businesses. Bhargavi, Vinod, any thoughts that you guys want to share to Dr. Mitesh?
I think that's pretty much, Karthik. I think you covered the case pretty well. Yeah.
All right. So, anything else you guys want to discuss?
I think what's the interesting happenings or rumblings in the week? Yeah.
Just today, I got a feedback that I'm looking like a zombie. So I'm trying to be a little bit more animated.
Who gave that piece of wisdom?
Gee, I wonder who.
Yeah.
So, there's one thing that we are discussing in the morning, right? I would like Bhargavi also to join us back for this part, right? Is I think last week or the week before, we discussed that we'll see capital, getting a little bit squeezed at least towards the end of this year, right? For startups, and there would be some sort of correction in the market. I think one interesting news, that sort of led me to believe that that's already happening to some extent, is the news from Tiger Global. They've come out publicly and said, "Hey, look, we're not going to focus so much on later stage startups, and then going to be shifting more towards early stage." Do you concur with that thought that this is probably um, a step in that direction of market getting a little bit less bullish?
Karthik, it's pretty rational, right? The late stage valuation is available in the public market, right? All tech companies have fallen by 70, forget 70, 100, 150%. Why will you go put money in a startup at a late stage at a higher valuation when the same company or a similar company is available in the public markets at like a beaten down valuation? So basically, it's a very rational decision saying, look, I have valuations of companies available already. Instead of putting money here, which was difficult previously, I'll go put it there because the risk is same, in a way, or even lesser in the public markets, liquidity and all that. Given Tiger is a hedge fund, is not like a VC fund. They have so much flexibility, to go and do what they want. So they're just saying, change of strategy, guys, in the middle. I'm going to go to, late stage, reducing my late stage, and I'm putting in public market. But if the public market goes back up again, I think Tiger will say, look, I'm back into the late stage. So I think clearly, right, wherever they find opportunity, they are playing. That's all. It's as simple as that, right? I think it's nothing else if you ask me. So the one thing that will happen is, because if there were companies which were looking for late stage capital, they are going to find it hard to get late stage capital, like it was before, especially private companies. And since late stage is not happening, maybe Tiger will much more aggressively deploy into early stage, which is A and B, let's say. They will get in like really early, which means more competition for the early stage folks. And we will go back and wait for who's going to do the late stage now. Again, it's like a problem which we had in the past. Maybe they will kind of come back. Then that'll have a trickle down effect. I think it's a long time to play, but I think those are possible things that I am seeing. But I think our stage, specifically for Java, right, pre-seed and seed, I don't see a problem because my upstream is A. If you look at A or B, which I think Tiger will want, and the rest of the world will continue to play their game there. I think we will not have a problem immediate upstream, but something more than that. That's where slowly the trickle down effect we can start seeing it. But again, I mean, how long is this going to last? The winter, we don't know now. And on top of it, we've had aggressive
A war situation.
no more situation, full-fledged declared war.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah, and that creates other dynamics, including on the fuel, dollar rates, so many other factors. We don't know which will break where now. Frankly speaking, we don't know.
Yeah.
If there are any loose ends, right? It start breaking now, and we'll only get to know about the loose ends until it breaks, right? We don't know where is it. So, but all of those, ABG Shipyard is another classic example now, right? Like we just
Mhm.
was saying, 22,000 crores of bank loans. Basically, it's our money, the taxpayers' money. When I say our money, that's going down the drain, literally, right? So, a lot more of that will come out in the open. Uncertain times, as they call it. But I'm like optimistic, that will pass for the world, and I think for us also as a country. But we have seen in our lifetimes this? No, I think we've seen India, Pakistan a couple of times. 99. I think we were very young, but at least in 2004, right? I remember we were on the brink, right? Troops amassed on both the sides, especially with Pakistan mobilization during the Vajpayee government. It was like very crazy. If you remember, that was crazy time. And then that is what I think today we are not facing, another country is facing in a bigger way. But yeah, I think we should just be watchful and see where it leads. Yeah, but optimism continues, Karthik. I think the wave will come back. This will die down max by 2 years, unless it is WW3, which I doubt it. Okay, it's
No,
not.
I don't think it should go to that level. It's
Is it Web3 or is it WW3?
but closer to home. This is global. We are seeing some edtech chips falling.
Oh, by the way, you really want to talk about edtech chips falling?
Why?
No, I think closer home, you are right. I see some companies cracking. I see some small branches of employees being let go. I think cost cutting is happening. I think the funding looks
But
like.
I think it's not just edtech, right? I think it's also other sectoral companies where, especially Series B plus, right? Where you don't go to the Series C level, you have to take some tough decisions.
Correct, correct.
That's what is happening.
Yeah, capital is not available. That's all. It's like become like super, like in less than 2 weeks or 3 weeks, right? It's turned around and capital is no more available at the late stage. Looks like automatically.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I saw somebody tweeting, right? The late stage investors are so sensitive. Once the macro changes a little bit, right? They are off. They can pull out of the term sheet.
I think this begs two questions, right? One is this the consequence of companies raising too much too early, right? And then looking for answers, right? Once the money is gone. The second question is, that you kind of wonder is why there is not as many growth stage investors in India that you would, to match the kind of activity that we are seeing in the early stage, right? I mean, it's still um, rather a gap still exists, right? I mean, if you take out some of these um, regular foreign growth stage investors, right? Then all of a sudden you keep wondering like who is going to come and do the growth stage.
No, I think this problem will stay, Karthik, if you ask me, because look, capital is available at a low interest in other jurisdiction, and that wants to search for higher, return on output. So that's when it comes to India, right? As soon as the risk is visible, the flight of the capital happens. The Indian capital, domestic capital, right, is still has other opportunities, right? Imagine you still have fixed deposits at 6%, 7%, and you have other growth avenues available, on infrastructure, other thing where you can easily generate higher IRRs of 15-20%, right? Why will somebody want to put money into the late stage capital, right? That's the question, right? So the difference in interest rates is what I think creates a flow of capital into India. In a way, I think for us, the India alone risk capital at late stage, I think is some time away, at least. This is exactly just because of these questions, because bulk of our money is going into infrastructure and other places where at least has a higher potential, higher lesser risk at least there. Yeah. That's my view. At least there could be more angles to this, is what I think. And maybe some more capital from the likes of the biggies when they exit, right? Then somebody has to start a late stage, $2 billion, $3 billion kind of stories. I think we are not yet there. Might happen. Yeah, we have to wait. Just like it's today happened at early stage, right? We have enough and more domestic capital at 100 million, 120 million, 200 million Indian funds, right? Are run by. So I think the same thing eventually will come. Domestic capital will arrive at the late stage. Maybe we are some time away before the next boom or during the next boom cycle.
I think the slew of the IPOs that we have seen with the startups and more to come should at least have a positive effect in domestic growth funds. But
It is,
we know how.
it is exactly the opposite it has had.
Correct.
Yeah, I think that has to proven in one cycle, right? If before the next cycle, all of these technology companies can show that we can fight it out with the rest of the companies in the market and show some economics. I think there is a strong story there. We don't know how it's going to play out yet, but I'm gungo that some of them will start playing out over the next 3-4 or before the next boom cycle comes up shortly, or maybe a year, 2 years away. It'll happen, is my guess. Fingers crossed. Play long term anywhere. Yeah, that's it.
All right, Vinod, I think that's a wrap from my end.
Anything that you are reading, Karthik?
Yeah, I'm reading the Almanac of Naval Ravikant.
Oh, good. Yeah, you mentioned. Yeah. You will be a change.
Fascinating book,
Yeah. Almanac, sorry, Naval's New Age philosopher, as most people call it. I think he's had a great impact. Okay, on me also, to admit, frankly, on a lot of things. And we've been lucky, that we had him invest in 2 of our companies also. Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah. Bhargavi, are you there? Okay. Super. Karthik, anything else? Okay. Anything, Bhargavi, you are reading?
Nothing, just to say bye, I came back.
Oh, very nice. Okay. That's a wrap, I think, guys.
That's a wrap. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again next week, same time, 6 p.m. Join us for interesting conversations about Indian startup ecosystem and what's happening at Java Capital as well.
Yeah, sometime soon we hope to have the finance minister on the show. Do look forward to it. Please do join us. Thank you all.
All right.
Bye-bye. See you.